versus BeefyManatee. Now, Pork Lazer did say that it was looking like their lucky bracket tonight. So, putting that to the test and seeing how they really feel about that. Looks like it's going to be Baiken versus Goldlewis.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup to say the least, right? Like, Baiken, obviously incredibly strong right now. She received some love in the patch. Everybody's playing her right now. Johnson's obviously overtuned. And then there's Goldlewis, who people have begun kindly renaming into Fat Milia.
What?
I must have missed something because I have not heard that at all.
Yeah, Fat Milia, mixing people all over the place, doing 8 billion chip damage. So let's see how this matchup goes. I do want to lean it towards Baiken just because she's so overall strong. But yeah, this is Goldlewis time.
That's what I was going to say is I think Goldlewis is such a momentum-heavy character where if he really gets you on the back foot and starts swinging out that Behemoth Typhoon, it's that much harder for you to make anything happen. A momentum burst comes out from Pork Lazer to try to keep this corner position, which I really like. They need to snake their way through. Ooh, BeefyManatee sneaks a burst of their own and steals the corner position back.
Yep, and look at that. Oh, I was going to say look at the risk gauge, but he got hit. And that is a lot of damage to be on the receiving end of. So we're going to see BeefyManatee taking round 1.
Okay. Trying to play a little bit slower here. Caught out by the tether. 2K pokes. Pork Lazer just starting to run their own offense. Nice stagger strings off the 2K pokes, really making it difficult for BeefyManatee to feel confident doing anything. Hella late on the overhead swing there. Red RC.
Oh, trying to go
went for a
dust.
5D.
Yeah, got jabbed out though. We know these Goldlewis players love their 2P. Johnson, 2P again. Oh,
Okay. This is a big swing. You know what? We have seen absolutely none of the defense gauge used here by BeefyManatee. He's got an entire budget right there. You're telling me we put all that money in this defense budget and Goldlewis is out here not spending it on anything, losing out the round on it? We haven't seen a single drone.
no, right? He's failing his what's the word I'm looking for?
Not constituents, because he's presidentially appointed.
Appointed,
No one
no.
votes for Goldlewis.
Man, that's gonna bother me now. But yeah, not spreading the wealth around to the team, keeping it all for himself. But let's see if we actually get a little bit, right? Because I wouldn't be surprised if we get maybe
Finally.
like the drone comes out, obviously gonna land on it. That's your. I thought you were gonna die. Now you're dead.
Yeah, I was going to
But-
say next touch. Even if we had managed to resplat at the end of that sequence there, I think the scaling was probably high enough that I don't actually believe that the overdrive would have just killed on its own. But first game on the board for BeefyManatee. I liked what some of Pork Lazer brought to the table. You know, I think when they got the opportunity to start running their game, their stagger pressure off of 2K was pretty effective. I think part of the difficulty was they weren't winning out in the ground game enough, so they ended up on the back foot a lot, and even blocking against Goldlewis feels really bad. But two, I feel like the opportunities Pork Lazer did get didn't lead to as much damage as they really need to stay competitive in the matchup.
Yeah, it's a tough one to be in, especially now that tether's applied and you have to actually be forced to deal with all this Goldlewis pressure, regardless of what you want to do. That's a tough spot to be in, but the gold burst comes out too. I think you chalk the rounds, right? You give a gold burst
Goodbye.
to Goldlewis while he was tethered to you? Nah.
All right,
Lobbyist.
backdash.
That's the word I was looking for.
There you are. Yeah, okay. We circled back around.
I had to Google it. I Googled people that bribe politicians, and that was the first result. Weird. I don't know. I wonder what that's about.
Alternatively, super packs.
Oh,
It's fine. We don't have to make this too. Ooh, cross up Johnson.
Yeah, that was a really sick Johnson coming out. Gonna get the knockdown and the corpse hop coming through. Oh, great block.
YRC. Do we have the damage behind? Yes, we do. A round on the board for Pork Lazer.
That was a really nice RC there to block the defensive choice there from BeefyManatee. And now, Pork Lazer has a chance to start bringing it back and maybe, get a little bit more luck on their side. But the drone undoing what they built up to that point.
Oof.
They whiffed.
Caught out. So what happened there was and I'm watching back on the playback. It was just like a far slash from BeefyManatee, and then instead of going into a Behemoth Typhoon like we would sometimes see in that space, BeefyManatee chose to stagger off of it with a towards jump, and Pork Lazer just kind of caught out. I don't know if they pressed the button late,
It looked like
trying
the
to
counter.
anti-air.
It looked
Yeah,
like
so
they had
then,
tried to counter that far slash they were just mentioning that you would typically see there.
Well, in either case, BeefyManatee up 2-0 over Pork Lazer here.
Yes, chat, you heard that right. Up 2-0, not winning 2-0. Here at Casa, we've run Guilty Gear Strive 3 out of 5 the entire way. So if you're into watching Guilty Gear, you're certainly in the right spot.
Us and everybody else. I mean, no one's running Strive 2 out of 3.
Ham
It's
jams.
just not a thing. No, he would like to, but I don't think he has been afforded that liberty.
I actually haven't been to a ham jam tournament, so I couldn't answer that question. I was not able to go to Roundhouse last weekend, sadly enough. But
Shout outs to the homies over at Roundhouse. Shout outs to BeefyManatee with corner control right now on set point. We finally thread the needle though to Pork Lazer with the JH.
the Pork Lazer's JD actually losing out to Goldlewis Dickinson's JD. And then the 6P, oh my Lanta. The Goldlewis Dickinson coming through.
Wow, that was grimy. Pork Lazer. We could see a two-touch game here.
Yeah, this is a tough matchup. This is by far and away a really difficult matchup to play. Chipp players, though, have been feasting lately. They have been loving life. Everything is going well for them recently. Like, they have been, on the up and up. And so they're going to be making sure that they get to do whatever they want. And look at this. We're getting buttons. We're getting RCs. We're getting mixes. We're going to be going through the wall for a little bit. And that gives you positive bonus. Just more RC, more mixes. Look at that. He even went for the high jump. That is insane coming through there. So it's going to work out. And that's round one going the way to Chanklatomica. Let's see if Chanklatomica can actually, hit him with it, though, right? We gotta maybe potentially go for the shuriken just to get it off. But, oh, man, we got combos. We got mix, updrift. All right, there we go. Finally getting a little bit of space there from Noskra. Just gonna mash out. Gets the forward throw. He could close this out with one more throw, and he went for it. That 2-frame defensive option, 2-frame offensive option. Oh, is Chanka gonna build 50 tension? Yes, they do. We got some Uzumaki barrage. It's not enough to kill, though. Honestly, that overdrive scales so hard. But we are swinging still. Noskra gonna be able to tie it up one apiece round-wise. Oh, that was a great counter hit, forcing the burst there out of Noskra. And the chase down, didn't believe in the 5K. That's respectable. I can fully understand not believing in it. This time, though, full belief. Goes for a little bit of mix, wants to kill off the next hit, and should be able to. Oh, no. The timing on the wall splat was not there for it. But Chankla's going to get the trade regardless. That's really good stuff. Sometimes you can kind of feel bad on trades for the Chipp players because it's just, even on a trade, their health bar explodes. But not that time. He was able to stay strong for a little bit. Made sure that they were able to, have enough HP bar. No worries, chat. That's normal. That's supposed to happen. Sort of. But yeah, it's just 1-0 coming in for Chanklatomica so far. And so we'll be able to check out what adaptions we can get coming in here from Noskra, right? Because they won that round 2, actually fairly convincingly, I will say. So there's still obviously an opportunity here for Soul Bad Guy, because he's Soul Bad Guy. He got protagonist energy. He is not afraid to let it rip.
I apologize for that. There was an alarm going off in my house that I had to handle. It turns out that alarm was signaling me that Chipp was going to be running away with that, because it did not take me that long to figure it out. Okay, we see Noskra is making something of an adjustment, a clean 50% already, but Chanklatomica, here's the thing about Chipp, right? Yeah, you can kill him in 2 hits, but you got to pin him down.
Yeah, you gotta make him stop moving first, and with that DP, he's always got to get out of jail free card. So, already he did it. He hit him with the shuriken.
Oh, wow.
Disrespect.
Okay, S Viper comes out from Noskra. Blue RC catches the backdash, forces a punish out of it, falling JH out of Noskra. Red RC to try to press the issue. We're just barely at the wall. PRC is going to find the counter hit punish and close out the round.
Good stuff coming in there. So we're going to see that lead coming in here for Noskra. Let's see if they can, try and push the tempo a little bit, right? They don't want to have to block against Chipp. Chipp is always going to be trying to do something funky to you. And you know that he's going to explode on any solid touch, so maybe we can get some challenges, but this is what I was just talking about. You don't want to have to block all this.
Right. Okay, off the wall, 5k whiffs, nothing really comes of it. Flipped by the low. Calling out the homies, getting the wall break. Noskra on the back foot here. Jesus, that beat the S Viper too. Coming out at the end of the invincibility, it looked like, and Chanklatomica on the verge of a game 2 for themselves. Just so hard to pin down.
Yeah, it is one of those things where if you use the overdrive to get the wall, pretty much every character in the cast has a safe jump afterwards. Coincidentally enough, Soul Bad Guy is the one that doesn't. So to see him get kind of crushed by that fact is, I don't know, that's like antagonist energy, honestly, right? Like that shouldn't be happening to him.
I cannot believe that Noskra was not ready for the burst there. You knew the round had just swung back in your favor. Oh my god, chasing all the way down, but he dash cancels the close slash, and he doesn't buffer out of it. A reversal comes out from Chanklatomica. They successfully bait the burst and close out game 2 for themselves.
That was so smart, too. Being able to just come in. DP says, get off of me. I'm not dealing with your Soul Bad Guy mix. RC's immediately on the hit, because I mean, when else would you burst? The round is over whether you burst or not there. And yeah, just smart stuff coming in from Chanklatomica. Noskra's trying, man. They're putting in so much work in these rounds just to try and get into a position to be successful. And they win a round. They won the first round last game. They won the second round in game 1. And they just cannot close it out afterwards, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think, part of it is when they end up on the back foot, when they do make a defensive decision, it's a pretty volatile one that gets read pretty handedly. I think Chanklatomica has a really good sense of how Noskra is going to approach being on the back foot. Now Chanklatomica gets to try to make something happen. FD on wake up from Noskra. We're just like that. We're back in the corner. Pressure after. We're going to have another RC on the back of this. That risk gauge is pumping. Where's the throw going to be? Blocked an extra overhead. We're going to have another RC. Cross up. Closes it out. Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. That is a lot of damage. You guys saw that risk gauge just continuously climbing that whole time. He was getting hit by the clone. Again, he gets hit by the shuriken. It's so disrespectful. It's potentially the worst move in the entire game. Oh, we Raven, Brad.
I mean, you can do that as much as you want, but we're on the back foot. Chanklatomica should absolutely not burst. You just want to burn as much of this round as you can. In fact, if you can keep this offensive sequence going for really long, you're not going to. But I think the winning play there for Chanklatomica was stall, stagger really hard, and make Noskra feel uncomfortable enough to burn the burst that they were going to get back, that they're about to get back now post-wall break.
I'm just really happy that Noskra decided to come through and illustrate the not a safe jump immediately after I was just talking about it. It's really helpful, man. I can't wait to clip that and show that to people. We got the Fafnir pressure being applied, but oh no.
That far slash buff is still so huge for Chipp. I feel like I don't know that it's necessarily a thing that gets called out a lot for Chipp, but I feel like I can feel the difference to his far slash when I watch Chipp play now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's me just seeing Chipp more often, and so it feels like it's more there, or if it...
So the winner of this gets a top 16 spot playing against the winner of Gill, GC, and Chunky Monkey.
Another very solid name.
Yeah, I am always excited to see some Zato. You will never see me complain. 5D tap, burning the burst off of Mike Saftig immediately.
Yeah, it's not a fun thing to want to have to deal with against Zato, right? You very definitely want to be spending these bursts early, but we got that sword throw coming in with some extra Eddie meter.
Nice tap. Oh my god, blocks the 5D, but you were not ready for the fast fall after. We are just waiting out the Eddie gauge, just like that. Oppose is up. Unsummon? Yeah, you knew it was going to be unsummon. Finds the 2H. That was a pretty slow perfect, but a perfect nonetheless.
Yeah, Zato, definitely a very strong character at the moment. Water1, a very strong Zato player on top of it. So we'll definitely be able to see some funky stuff coming through. That's an interesting one for me, Brad. He got the gold burst and then immediately went into sword throw with a full Eddie meter.
So the reason for that, right, is when wherever the sword comes out is where the shadow lands. So he got the bar off of gold burst, and it was like, well, I'll just immediately spend 50 and get Eddie immediately into position. But Mike Saftig just busted out promptly and punished Water for not being able to protect his own shadow. Now on the back foot here, smoked by the same side. You're on the back foot against the corner, pulling him down. Close slash pressure. Nice 5P out of Water1. Burst has to come out from Mike Saftig.
That was a great burst too, actually, because it was completely set up in a way that the RC was going to try and crush his dreams of winning this round, but burst came in just late enough that it would have punished any potential burst bait.
All right, PRC. Okay. That was, I think that was some Galaxy Brain bait, right? Because PRC forward, you immediately assume it's going to be a throw or a wild throw. So my guess is Water1 saw the PRC and mashed tech and actually got meatied by the gunflame.
Which is an interesting interaction regardless. Because we didn't used to see a lot of gun flames. We saw, like, you know, a little bit, and then we obviously saw, you know, the empty gun flame in the corner to make sure that they could cancel it into, like, Fafnir or something like that, but that was grimy. That is still one of the craziest Zato mix-ups when you go underground and you have to guess what side they're on all of a sudden.
Yeah, I feel like it's rare that they actually cross up, because if they cross up, there's a little bit more of a gap, so it's interruptible. Oh my god, that was a hard call on the Viper. And one of the things is Mike Saftig, their answer in this matchup right now is they are busting out with reversal Volcanic Viper a lot. And it's working, but if Water1 gets that read on that and starts to try to structure their strings differently to blow it up, maybe going for offensive throw in a lot of those spots, Mike is gonna get smoked out. The thing is, even just blocking it feels bad, because if you block it but Eddie gets clipped, you still lose the Eddie gauge. So even trying to block and punish like an S Viper or an H Viper still feels bad, because as Zato, if Eddie is out, you're going to end up on the back foot economically in either case.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it perfectly portrayed there, where all we got was a bunch of standing P's. So that's a big crush counter. That's going to hurt. I don't think he got the best punish for it, but it's damage regardless.
Yeah, Water was a little bit too far away to get the close slash on that. You can see he's trying to play at a farther out range here and is using more of the Eddie gauge for drill pressure. Has now pushed all the way to the corner. We do have 50 tension, so we're going to set up meaty drill. Excalibur on block at some point. No, had to force the PRC because the command grab whiffed.
Yeah, and even still got punished for it afterwards, which is worst case scenario. But look at that frog just to get us to the corner so we can use up the rest of the Eddie gauge. It's coming back now, but Water1 immediately sending it all out. Here comes the overdrive, and Chipp's through.
Yeah, I mean, even if Mike had chose to FD that and really burn the rest of their tension, it was checkmate, because you were now going to have to weather the storm of, you know, full clap Eddie drills. You were just done.
Oh, and look at the mix
Oh,
coming
the
through.
gross
JD.
stuff.
Yeah, JD in the sky, keeping you nice and high. Gonna be able to take us through the wall. And immediate DP. Had no interest in blocking.
No, of course not. On the back foot. Ooh, gets the counter hit. Oh, we even got the side swap here, spending the PRC to finish out the job and getting a game on the board. Answered back is Water-1.
Yeah, Water-1 coming through, crushing that round, honestly. Their HP bar was super duper high. So they're going to tie it up one apiece, actually. So still alive. Mike going to have to make some adaptations to how they want to interact, because for as uncharacteristic as it is to just spend your entire Eddie meter just to find the corner, it worked.
Well, sure, but also I think there's 2 points on that, right? One is if you get them to the corner and you end up with 50 tension, you can just cash out Excalibur, and now you've gotten them to the corner with your Eddie gauge, and you can just immediately resummon. The alternative is, you know, Water is doing such a great job of playing super mid-range heavy with Drill and 2S, and I think Mike is sort of content to sit on the back foot and let Water refill that Eddie gauge that they've consumed in order to get to the corner. We're going to see an unsummon in a second. No, we actually cash all the way out. 5k, we had to burn the burst.
Oh, look at that scoop. We're going to go flying. Going to take him back to the corner, and this is where he has to apply as much pressure as possible. We saw the empty gun flame there, and he's just going to explode. Dips under the burst, too.
Yeah, Sarai, goodbye. My man entered the third dimension to sidestep that burst.
He found the Z-axis. Oh, look at that rundown, though. Doesn't get a whole lot off of it, but it looks pretty.
That's what the Z in Zato is for.
Right,
Meaty Fafnir, a little bit too early. You can see Mike is letting, you know, Oppose comes out, and then Water waits a second and taps Drill. Mike is trying to time a 6H or a 6S in the alternative, like in the gap there. Oh, clipped by the left-right. Right into Excalibur, so we're going to get another mix-up after this. Meaty Drill. S Viper gets smoked out. We did get out of the corner, though.
Right back into it, just the opposite sides this time. Gonna keep pressing forward, spends the fast RC to get a little bit of mix going. Cannot quite get the jump combo, though. Doesn't need it. Forces the burst.
Oh, I am a little bit surprised at that burst. I feel like we could have afforded to wait.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll get one this round. It'll be really close. It'll be towards the end of it at the very least. But if they just keep getting crushed by these, you know, close slashes, their HP bar is not going to last very long.
Yeah, okay, this is a rough spot to be in, trying to find these 2P matches, but finally planting that JD. Didn't get the wall splat that I think that they had wanted to. Oh, the chase down, throw whips, 6P whips. We answer back with a 5P of our own. But you can see Water doesn't really have a great answer to deal with Gunflame in the mid-range. We're trying to like oppose and then move through with Drunkard Shade. But, you know, Drunkard Shade has anti-projectile properties, but the way that Gunflame travels across the ground, like, you're not really going to push it back at him. So he's trying to sneak Eddie through the middle of it, but Mike is covering the back of the Gunflame when he sees Drunkard Shade.
Yeah, the rollback is like a fountain of youth for a lot of these games. But so we're heading into it, chat. It is 2-1 in favor of Mike Saftig at the moment, and definitely looking to close this out in a 3-1 fashion. Starting off with a counter hit like that, you have to know he's ready to play.
Yep. Okay, 6P gets smoked out by a 2D, but the 6H connects this time. Mike burning the burst to avoid dealing with the Eddie stuff. Eddie is going to be back on the table now. Yeah, Pearson to Drill has been working out a lot, but you can see that Mike is really trying to swing through a lot of these gaps. We're going to get pressure off of Eddie here. Pearson to Drill, locking him down in the corner. Ooh, nice pickup with the 5K.
Yeah, we're going to be able to see just big damage coming out here. Oh, he RC'd just to go into the Fafnir, into the Tyrant Rave, just crushing him, taking the round, putting himself on set point.
Okay. Oh my god, Mike is chasing down right now. Water is not going to have the opportunity to open up anything for themselves. I mean, Zato defensively is not the strongest character, right? Amorphous isn't even, you know, a great reversal. All you really have is 2P and throw. Gold Burst does not connect, and Water gets thrown out of the corner. A perfect to close it out from Mike Saftig.
That was...
This is Gill GC plays for a winner side top 8 spot, and BeefyManatee versus AaronDamac play for the remaining winner side top 8 spot. I do think Chanklatomica and Warberry's set is done, so we're just waiting for the results of that.
Look at this interaction though, chat. We're going to be having Kesha on the Ramlethal going up against Trevor Tsu on the Axel Low. And as you guys can see here, Trevor in the Street Fighter 6 waiting room, somewhat like the rest of us. But
yeah, I was going to say, you and me both, buddy.
That's, I think you die here. No, not quite. It feels close. If you get hit by the second portion of the Ramlethal Rekka, your health bar is forfeit.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Kesha's not going to... Ooh, if you had spent the bar, it would have killed. URC forward drift, going for a little bit of a shimmy. You gotta know, if Trevor is in the Street Fighter 6 waiting room, they are comfortable dealing with some shimmies.
You definitely gotta be. You need that in your back pocket. We're gonna get the snail to drama in though, and look at that. Look at the mix. So Trevor is definitely one of the best Axel players that I've been seeing recently. Has been crushing brackets left and right, and is an adaption master. So to have him on the front foot for once is actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I think Ram is a character, she can absolutely try to bulldoze over Axel, but I think the thing is, until she gets you in the corner and you're dealing with the lingering explosion effect of sword toss, until that happens, you kind of have to contend with neutral. And Axel's probably one of the few characters on the roster that can really do that because, you know, obviously he's a zoning character with these fantastic long-reaching buttons. So, you know, Trevor is going to be able to dictate the pace of the set until they end up against the corner. So Kesha really needs to, you know, try to figure out a way to navigate that ground. I don't think, like, tossing swords is probably not the answer. Because you'll probably just get smoked out on trades.
How did they end up swapping sides?
I think
yeah, I think it's just for the map.
Sages, it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, unfortunately, that means we get Axel theme. Axel theme is low tier. I don't care what you think.
There's definitely worse themes. Let's not.
I didn't say it's
words.
the worst. It's not the worst theme in the game, but it's low tier. It's bottom 5.
It's fine.
I might even say it's bottom 3. Look at that wrist gauge.
It's quite high. Definitely has to be paying attention. Oh, but that dust comes through. Doesn't get the pickup afterwards, though.
No,
Definitely
it wasn't about the pickup. They thought that a burst was going to come, I think.
Maybe that, too. Either way, it's just a missed opportunity here for Kesha.
Actually, taking a second, the stones on Trevor to not burst a max risk corner combo 5D starter off of Kesha.
Maybe they just thought they were dead, right? They're like, oh, I got hit by this situation, I just die. And they're like, I'll save burst for next round.
Well, it's worth it. They ended up winning out the round anyway and carried the burst into it. Chase down. Trevor has Kesha's back up against the wall. Close slash starter. Went for the jump cancel. Didn't even, I mean, half of these limbs not confirming into actual combos doesn't even seem all that bad for Trevor.
No. Yeah. Is able to just chip the health bar away. You know, Ramlethal, not the tankiest character, can, you know, die pretty quickly when given the opportunity. But we got some mix going on. The BRC trying to buy time. Nice dash check.
I think that was supposed to be a fuzzy block setup because the BRC is going to increase. It's going to slow down your recovery frames on the jump in. So I imagine you can set up a fuzzy block off of that. That would be, if I had to guess what the intention was. It's not going to ultimately matter because Trevor, 1, blocked it, and then 2, managed to win out the round and the game anyway. So we're 2 games up now for Trevor over Kesha.
Wonder if we're going to get the Ramlethal for a game 3 here from Kesha, or if we will be seeing a character swap. I don't think... Oh, they actually do swap over to the Milia. This makes sense. This is Kesha's original character, but with the way this season has, happened to Milia, she's not in the best spot right now. But she can still do some stuff, especially against Axel. Axel can have a really difficult time actually trying to hold off the mix game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think, first of all, I think Milia's, Milia is in a similar spot to a lot of characters in this season, where she's fine, she's just not amazing in a game where the amazing characters right now are absolutely stellar. But here's the thing, that doesn't matter in the Axel matchup, where all of that mobility is exactly the resource that you need. What an answer.
I'm still baffled by that pickup off of the lapel, and didn't quite get it that time, but
I think that was one of the changes in that season, was they changed the way that the lapel juggle property applies and the hit stop for it, so that it's easier to pick it up.
Trevor getting a lot of right reads here on the Rinsons. Gonna get the cherry bomb, the snail, everything working out, but just empty jump button coming in there from Kesha. Forces the burst.
All right. Meaty disc connects. We're not going to be able to kill, though. The wall splash value was still lingering. It must have been from before the burst happened. And time stop. We're going to be able to cash out enough damage here on Trevor's side, I imagine. All right, this is set point for Trevor.
I don't think I want to say it the way you typed it out, Monkey. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, you're wrong. Monkey, why are you trolling me? Oh, man. Oh, look at this. We got Mix. Blocked the projectile, but wasn't ready for the overhead. That time wasn't ready for any of it. Kesha looking to close this round out. Take a game.
Empty jump low. We have to set up the disc again because we go right in for the knockdown. Are we going to have the damage for it? A full charge dust will connect, and that will do it. Kesha gets a game on the board. 2 games to 1.
Thank you, Monkey, for correcting us in Twitch chat. It's very helpful. Thank you. Man, I like watching Milia play. When we get a solid Milia on stream and they get to do the things that Milia gets to do, it's a lot of fun. She can do things because we talk about it a couple times, Brad, where it's she's a fly swatter character, so you really just try to keep her grounded, run your game against her, don't let her do her thing. But she does it so much differenter than Chipp that she's just more fun to watch sometimes.
Hopefully we get a million tomorrow.
Yeah, I as someone who has seen very little of Rev 2, I know that it's something of a different beast in that game. Oh my god. So, here I feel just highlights the weakness of Milia in this game, though. All of those hits, every single one of those mix-ups connecting, but at the end of the day, if you're cycling your options back into each other the way that Milia does, it means you don't end up with a lot of damage.
Yep.
In Strive, I think that ends up being a limitation a lot.
All right, everything's going right here for Milia one more time. The burst was
Finally.
Just a little bit later than they thought it was going to be. That's 6P?
That's 6P?
Hello? Daisuke? Your vision cannot be that.
Was blessed.
Oh, counter hit comes in. Gets another one, though.
All right, Blue RC does find the air back throw, and that is set point for Trevor. As annoying as Kesha made that Milia play, I don't think a combo existed for a fair bit of the end of that, but Trevor does end up with AaronDamac, another Zato into Goldlewis.
Yeah, definitely lots of Zato tonight. Definitely some big representation for that character. And yeah, I think this is one of the only Goldlewis plays we have here tonight. But they can get it done, right? They had a nice set earlier. They actually 2P the frog. That is good mind tech. That means they have played this matchup before.
Okay, oh my god, that's just straight 5P mashing. AaronDamac backing off. Wow, through the explosion, manages to connect with a 5H. YRC comes out from BeefyManatee, who doesn't want to deal with anything. Gets the side swap off the Behemoth Typhoon. That is so much damage.
It's a lot of damage.
And we're about to get the drone in a moment.
And speak it, and it shall be. Even goes underground a little bit. Again, 2P'ing the frog buys you so much space on screen. Oh, the drone? Was that drone? Yeah, that was drone. But didn't survive.
Yeah, AaronDamac's Eddie Gage management has not been as clean. Wow, that was exactly the spot. Every Zato dreams of seeing your opponent in the air on top of a pose. 2H counter hit anti-air is your best starter.
Sets up the oppose, sends out the Eddie, but it found a friend in form of the drone. Didn't win out on that one. BeefyManatee not able to get the crossback Behemoth Typhoon. Just barely not going to connect, but they got hit by Tap Dust.
All right, we're not going to burn the burst because Eddie Gage was gone. Off the command grab, Eddie Gage comes back. I imagine we're going to get a burst in a moment. Set out the frog, YRC, and the YRC actually destroys Eddie. The minigun. You can see, I love that BeefyManatee is using the minigun a little bit more. And just being active with those tools, because any one of them are going to generate a problem for Eddie on the ground. And still, every single frog has been 2P'd. What's really happening here is AaronDamac is kind of getting exposed for all of the bad Zato habits, where if somebody doesn't know the matchup, you get away with a lot of cheap, fake stuff.
I was going to say, I don't think I've literally ever seen anybody like hit the frog this many times in the same game. It's out of this world.
There's a reason. And there's a reason for that. It's because Aaron is sending the frog completely uncovered. You know, you don't get to just use that tool unless it's as like an anti-air. So what's happening is Aaron is so decoupled from Eddie that he can't cover Eddie at all. Right? Oppose comes out, but ends up burning the entire oppose, just trying to make some stuff happen. How far are we going to be able to push that? Drunkard Shade. I wish we had gone for the 2H. We were just going for block strings. Extra overhead. We do get the wall break, but unfortunately, we're not going to have Eddie Gage moving forward after this. Backdash away to not deal with the Behemoth Typhoon.
Man, it's crazy to use RC like that as Zato with no Eddie. It feels almost wasteful.
I think the goal was if you keep the block pressure afterwards, yeah, we're just forcing the FD out. Excalibur, it's going to be even more of them. That was checkmate. I love the way that AaronDamac stabilized that round. So what I was going to say is when you burn that RC there, and I don't disagree, I think there's better ways that you can do it, but I think the goal there is that you just want to push forward and generate another block string that you can then use into Eddie, because he was going to get Eddie back at the end of like the next block string, but BeefyManatee has been consistently YRCing everything, and I don't know that AaronDamac has really demonstrated any sort of cognizance of what to do in order to deal with that tool.
Got a nice little 2P to try and get out of the corner a little bit. Frog gonna come through that time. But Gold Burst, fighting a meterless Zato, gonna be able to get some space maybe, but BeefyManatee thrown right back to the corner. That frog pickup, crazy. Hate it.
Yep,
I never want to see that again.
No, that, I mean, that's your reward for playing the mini game, right?
Yeah. Oh, Tap Dust into snakes.
Oh, he had a pose in the back, and he built the bar for Amorphous.
That's pretty cool overdrive. I like that one.
Right.
Oh, that's a big counter hit, though. You're 50%
Oh my.
on 2 touches. 50%. That's crazy.
That's fine. I mean, Goldlewis can just do that to you, right? The full might of the U.S. military.
Oh man. Oh, man.
Sometimes he'll do it to you. Sometimes you just get typhoons.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, I like that Aaron has finally stopped using Frog in neutral. Is doing a lot more, oppose into drills, which is sort of, I mean, they even changed one of the things about drills in the big patch was drills combo scaling was changed. So it's a much more favorable starter if it does happen to catch them. But Jesus, you are melting. Oh, I like that back throw.
Yeah, I think he came out of the puddle faster than BeefyManatee was ready for. Doesn't have the tension for an RC. Oh, they do? They literally built it as a... Can you not do it that way?
YRC comes out. I love that. Oh, okay. I'm okay with the momentum burst. Catches with the far slash. We are going to get the pickup. What a great adaptation from AaronDamac. What did I say at the top of the game? I said they did not have an answer for the YRC. Answering back with a burst is a little bit drastic, but it was a game point. So if you're going to do something drastic, that is the spot to do it. 2-0 for AaronDamac now.
Yeah, that was a little bit of spaghetti, but that's okay. We're into that kind of thing here. And it was just like, I kept thinking Goldlewis was gonna get it, and then that back throw right out of the puddle came through, and I was like, ooh. Now Zato's got the corner control. We've been seeing, AaronDamac start leveling up a little bit every game so far, and now it's BeefyManatee's turn, right? They have to adapt somehow. That's the same spot they've been gold bursting. And Aaron was ready. They got the block on it. They didn't give the free 100 tension to BeefyManatee, who now has to find a way out, and they're just getting tempo bursted.
Yeah, fast fall right into Drunkard. They didn't have an Eddie out to really do much with it.
O's gonna come out. That was the command grab attempt. Oh, gotta watch the dome.
Oh, smoked. Nice throw tech. Ooh, okay. The far slash actually blows up the startup of the drone. Clipped with the 5D. We're going to Excalibur off the wall. Yes, we are. And this is a great spot to be in. BeefyManatee is not going to have anything in the back, so you get to press the issue. Have Drill. You have one chance at a mix-up. Oh, you have another one because you generated it off the Excalibur. Empty look. Gets blocked.
Okay.
And we just jump out.
That was an interesting decision coming in from BeefyManatee, but it worked out. We saw the orange flash coming in from the dust of AaronDamac, but the JD coming in from BeefyManatee, one of Goldlewis's best buttons on a whole pile of pretty good buttons.
All right, Protech finds the 6P anti-air. All right, Frog gets in. We clip with the low. Is there going to be a burst? No. BeefyManatee is willing to surrender the corner. Oh my God, a resplat. Momentum burst here. Smells blood in the water. No, a bad burst out of AaronDamac. You're on the back foot now.
It might have been a
We
bad
need a
burst.
YRC. Oh, you're not going to get a YRC. You're going to see the next game 2-1. AaronDamac still up, but BeefyManatee showing signs of life.
Man, even if
Every time
I
say it, I want to say, oh, the humanity. Oh, the BeefyManatee.
Oh, man. Man, that burst was kind of tragic, but dropping the combo, I think, was even more tragicer. It was a nice little Goldlewis B&B. Oh,
what a change!
What a fast change too. They just like, I'm done.
That was instant. A lot of this is going to depend on how comfortable they feel. Well, damn. Okay, 2K with punish at round start and a burst bait immediately. Okay, I'm thinking this might be AaronDamac's OG main, and that could also explain some of the greenness of their Zato. Maybe the Zato is a newer character for them.
I hate you. Oh man, we got the Behemoth Typhoon Airborne Edition, but we're not ready for the buttons. Goes overhead, but it was too early. Oh, Leo.
Okay.
Doesn't get the kill here just yet. That'll do it.
Yep, slips the backdash. We are on set point for AaronDamac. And it looks like my only question was going to be, how are you going to contend with the ground game? And it looks like they are pretty comfortable with it. And it's such a drastic change of pace now. And BeefyManatee was already in a, well, I'm going to counter poke 2P in a bunch of these spots type headspace. And they're getting smoked out for it. Oh my God. Plus frames.
It just kept working, and there was no reason to stop doing it. Oh, we got loops, you're dead. Oh, they tried to bait the burst, but they decided not to hold down back.
Oh, I thought for sure we were going to see the Leocopter. We technically did. He just had to take off first, closing out the game with the second pick. Second king, Leo, but first out in the set. 3-1. AaronDamac takes it over. That is going to come at you a little bit later. A third Zato of the evening.
I told you, they're running rampant tonight.
I am here for it.
That's true.
Unfortunately, this one is here in the P1 side corner. Wow. JH, or I'm sorry, that was JS. Okay, Frog connects as a whiff punish.
Oh, we got command grabs on deck.
I love that.
Acting like he won't get grabbed.
What I love about that is he, with the very end of the Eddie gauge, threw out a pose, and off of the oppose landed the command grab in a spot where everyone is sort of expecting a regular grab or buttons behind it.
Yo, what's up, Hadzak?
Nice 2S connects, and Gill takes the first round.
Yeah, Mike's Haptic Soul is always wild. He just does things and they work, which is kind of like Soul Bad Guy, like in a nutshell. But man, he is not having fun against this Zato right now. Things are just not coming together. We're seeing Gill just get everything they could possibly want. That tap dust sequence is the first thing they haven't gotten.
All right. I mean, at this point, Mike needs to burst the second that they're able. Oh no! Thought that they were going to get the confirm, but Pierce only confirms into itself if the Pierce is the counter hit starter, I believe. So wasting out a little bit of bar, but PRC into throw is going to close out the round. Gill gets the first game on the board.
That PRC jump throw was kind of cracked. I like that. That was also, I'm going to say the Amorphous into Frog. That's not fair. Take your plus frames from Amorphous and leave me alone. Don't send any more critters at me. I'm tired.
No, first you get the shark, then you get the frog, and then you get whatever Zato himself is.
Yeah, I don't have an answer to that one.
It's an onslaught. You got a full D&D party.
We're going to have to discuss that later because I'm trying to fit the roles to the creatures, but...
Nah, it's just Shikamaru cosplaying Chrono Trigger. Because of the frog.
There's frogs in Chrono Trigger? Oh, I'm thinking of something else. Never mind. I'm thinking of the shooting game from the movie theaters.
Wow. That is a very different end point of the reference. 6P pressing the issue, trying to move forward, but still stuck in this corner here with Mike Saftig probably having the best aggressive sequence that we have seen from them so far in this set. YRC to try to slow stuff down. Pierce trades with the Gunflame.
Yeah, the Gunflame here just trying to get a little bit of space, make sure that he can't just get locked down into the send Eddie, but oh, that's a great rundown. Do we get a burst? Not this time. Not yet anyway. I think you hold burst. You don't spend it this late.
Yeah, I think you can this is a debatably a one-touch situation for Gill depending on the starter and if they have Eddie when they land it. So, you know, you treat this like even and you don't spend the burst if you don't have to. We got the punish. No, the drill messes up the pickup off the close slash, and the Bandit Bringer actually makes the throw attempt whiff. Gill does end up losing out that round.
All right. We still got buttons coming out of Mike, though. They're not afraid. But, man, that Pierce sent him really far away. Command grab not going to work out. I don't know why that one whiffed. Was he just too far away, I think. But, yeah, good thing coming in for Mike. That was the fattest counter hit I've ever seen.
All right. Oh, my God. Just pulled all the way to the other corner. Tried for a 2P mash. Wild throw. We've got the red RC in the back. We're going to press the issue. Clean hit. Volcanic Viper. No, a little bit too high up. But this is going to be so tough for Gill to make happen. You're going to spend your entire Eddie gauge just to try to get in.
Oh, that
Mike
frog's
just
a good
backed
start.
off. Nah, he didn't have enough Eddie behind it.
Oh.
There are ways to do it. Oh my God, 6H counter hit starter.
Oh, Mike had to burst, and that's definitely not a good feeling. Tries to chase him down. That FD bar is eating away at his tension. Finally gonna get that 6S to come through and connect.
Wow. That was Gill, at both of those rounds, Gill really almost brought it back from these huge deficits. And that's one of the things about Zato, right? Is like if Zato is able to reset back to neutral and get out of your sequence, it's just as volatile as it was at round start, right? The amount of health that he has is almost inconsequential because if Zato is able to get you on the back foot, dealing with him and Eddie, it doesn't matter. You're still gonna get. You can get the mix. You can get these hands.
You still have to block too.
Yeah.
Not a lot going on. That is a very heavy button coming out there. It crushed Eddie's brain, but the recovery is just so long.
Counter hit 5H.
That's one of those.
Gill is.
No, go ahead with counter hit.
I was gonna say it looks like Gill is trying to make adaptations around how dash heavy Mike is being. BRC makes the close slash whiff, blocks the volcanic viper, but still Mike is able to get out.
Oh, we got launchers. Looking like Tekken out here, just taking people to the sky, acting like you won't get command grabbed. Not here, not tonight. That's a crazy sequence. Those are the soul combos.
For that.
Those are the soul sequences that I want to see.
Oh my god, Mike is trying to make a statement here. We're using a lot of JP. Burst comes out from Gill, who is gonna try to press the issue out of the corner. Oh,
yep. Yep.
Oh my god, it does?
Oh, yep.
I wasn't ready. Okay, well, Gill, you made a mistake. I'm gonna let everybody take a second. Take stock of what just happened, see if you can find it.
I'm all for it. I want to see that again. Bring me his head.
For real. Okay. Well, Mike Saftig up 2-1 over Gill. For Gill, I think Gill needs to I think they kind of need to use Eddie a little bit cleaner. I feel like Eddie is getting consumed in spots where, you know, even if they get a start, they're just really not in the position to do anything. I think you need more oppose in the mid-range as Mike is trying to press the issue and fish for more like 2H counter hit starters. Yeah, you can see, I mean, Mike is so confidently using, Jesus, dash all the way in. Yeah, there's no respect for Eddie. There's no respect for anything.
And that's the Mike Saftig way. He can really just flip that switch. But it's the Soul Bad Guy way also, right? Like we see it for Monkey Business every stream. They just do things that you're like, why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense. And it worked because it doesn't make any sense. But right now, he's getting some sandwich time, and he's dead. Oh no, you had 100 tension!
Yeah, so at this point, I think you just pop Amorphous immediately. Okay, no, you can just drill there. I was gonna say, frankly, you just kind of Amorphous, force them to FD block it, and then start a block string off of the plus frames from it, but we take those in general. Nice chase down on the up back after the oppose. Goes for a shimmy. 5H connects at the very tip. We do get the drill after. Now we've got the Eddie pressure going.
Oh, but the sword doesn't connect. It's just going to be a refill there for the gauge. Taking him through the wall.
Eddie did just run out. So we're not going to have anything in the back. That's like just a hair off in all of the timings. But the drill connects. And Mike does not burn the burst in that spot. Game 2 on the board now for Gill. 2 games apiece.
It is always kind of a feels bad to end a round while you still head burst. But it also feels bad to play against these characters that are so burst safe in a lot of scenarios because you're just not always sure when to let it rip because anything could happen.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
All right, game 5, everybody. 6H punishing the Eddie again. It keeps happening. Mike just sees Eddie comes out, smacks 6H, and Gill is not covering it. Went for a chase down in the same sort of setup that happened behind oppose earlier, but Mike double jumped that time. And again, trying to force Eddie in as the way to start the sequence. You really need to have the initiative already. You can't just do that. You need to cover Eddie, usually with drill, exactly like that.
Oh, the tap dust was coming through, but we got the YRC to try and make it safe. Eddie's no longer here for a second, but we got some floats. That risk gauge was actually crazy high on that sequence to get out of the corner. It's still quite high here. Never mind. JK.
Okay, JP's, wow, we managed to find the close slash at the end of that sequence. 5 Ps, Abare comes out from Gill. Oh my god, the immediate resummon smoked out by the 6H again.
Why
Mike
did that
is
6H?
surgically sniping Eddie.
I don't know why that 6H hit Zato. Oh!
Okay, set point for Mike Safdie.
Everything just coming together. Gonna get the hit. Oh, and look at that. That was 8 JPs in a row.
Well, I mean, they buffed a lot of those jump normals to make different counter hit situations work out differently. Use the tool. Even just to jail them back down to the ground. With punish on the 6P, Gill is on the back foot, Eddie is gone, there is no burst, there is no bar. Mike Safdie is about to get his burst back, he's got bar and he's got health to deal with. This is a rough spot to be in if you are Gill. The burst comes out, 5D tap, Mike Safdie is gonna be able to take it. Moving on 3-2 over Gill into our winner side of top 8, facing down, oh, I was gonna say another.
We're actually gonna have DM Dany picking up the Kai Kisuke, a character that has received a lot of love lately. Lots of people picking this character up, and the shock state applications that people have been coming up with, insane. Plus the JD combos are really swaggy.
Oh, okay. We were fishing with the 2H. There was Dwarl Warberry, but we did not find it. We only just got to level 1 blood, but it's going back down. We're playing a fair bit of neutral right now. More than I associate with Nagoriyuki. I'm surprised that they have not gone super ham yet.
Yeah, there's a lot less Fukio than we're used to, but they're gonna get it. But it's actually Dany that falls down into danger mode. Gonna have to try and press the issue a little bit more instead of just up backing with the fireballs.
Ooh.
But this is the time. This is the advantage.
I love that check on the PRC forward drift. And Dany, so I got to talk to Lucky D about this matchup at the local this past weekend. He was talking about how, oh, okay, smoked out by the 2Hs. Dwarl Warberry does close out the round. What he was talking about was that there are different ranges on the screen where Nago can really shut down the fireball game out of Kai once they get to a high enough level of blood. But it's been difficult, it seems, for Mr. Warberry to get into that tier of the blood gauge, and Dany is doing such a great job of playing a little bit hard to pin down.
Yeah, that was one of those JD sequences from Dany that I was just talking about, where it just applies so much activeness and it lets the Kai follow it up really cleanly. We're definitely going, I thought we were going to take a ride on the lightning train. Instead we just got boring DPs.
Nothing boring about it. Kai is too sick in this game. All right, fishing with that 2S. We've got the shock state on. Dany is placing these fireballs really effectively, but really stuck in the corner here, having a hard time contending with that 2H. Oh my god.
That's a lot of
Command
damage.
dash into DP, smoking out the fireball attempt, and now this is going to be a really tough spot for Dany to try to navigate back from PRC to keep him safe from the lift 2H. Okay! Clip him with the slide, had the red RC in the back, chasing all the way to the corner. Frame traps off the 5K.
Oh, and he had time to charge up the heavy fireball.
Burst comes out. Oh!
You cannot let him do that. The 6P.
6P? He's still alive!
How much
DP
longer,
comes
though?
out.
How much longer are you alive for? Oh, the dash! The
The
scum
DP
dipper!
whips!
The scum
He's got
dipper.
the red RC in the back! What immaculate spacing from Dany!
Man, that move is good.
That round was fantastic. Dany really just made that happen off of like pure footsies, and I guess one gutsy stun dipper, or one gutsy vapor thrust. I'm sorry, and then just from near the end of their life bar in order to make all of that happen. Wow, love to see it.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Look at this. Again, up back round start to get that projectile off, but we're seeing a little bit more aggression coming in from Dwarl Warberry, and it's gonna pay off, honestly.
Right? We are on level 2 blood. Now we get to abuse that 5H. That's that spot where that matchup can be a little bit harder, but you can see that Dany is already representing a lot of air fireball in order to displace away from the 5H.
Oh, that was odd timing. Not going to be the best here for
Oh no,
Dwarl
we
Warberry.
only get a throw. You had the RC in the back. Oh, we want to bait the burst. I'm actually okay with that next level call out from Dany. I thought that the right call would have been to red RC the throw, but you just would have been met with a burst. All right. 2H connects, a late Beyblade, but Dany's really content to just sort of deal with this mix-up, go back to neutral, and now Dwarl Warberry is in a spot where, you know, they can't play super risky with the blood gauge. PRC backdrift wanted to make the 2K whiff.
Oh, that was a great BRC, though. It's going to let him get forward, get that vampire bite. Look at all that blood gone.
Oh,
Gets a
right into
second one.
another command grab?
It's all coming together here for Dwarl Warberry. And then the Beyblade right at the tip. Gonna take that round, ties it up again. This is 2 games, 2 round 3s.
All right. Playing marginally more aggressive there as Dany. No, just took the opportunity to try to move in. I mean, you can posture, right? If the mental stack is that they're going to be watching for air fireball, yeah, you might as well start to press the issue and move in behind it every now and again.
Beyblade's forward, keeps that pressure. That was a great backdash. Able to get the 5K punish. Had everything ready to bait the burst, but it's going to be successful there for Dany. Chases down the backdash as well. Do you burst here? If you're Dwarl, I don't think you get the chance.
No, you're not going to burst. You want to save it. You burst the first time you're on the back foot now. Oh, the dash forward into the DP. We get the pickup. We've got a red RC in the back. How much damage do we have here? One more opportunity. 6H close slash connects. We are going to have the damage. Dwarl Warberry is going to be able to close this out off of that wall break, preserving the burst altogether.
That was a lot of movement coming in from the Nagoriyuki. And the fact that he started that combo at 0 blood basically saved him, right? Like, he did so many Fukios forward and back, trying to bait out a DP, trying to bait out a projectile, a burst, something. Didn't get what he was fiending for, but then he just kept hitting buttons. And it worked out because he got the hit, got the counter, got the round, got the game. And now we're back to Kai Kisuke's dirty tricks with the round start, run up, throw.
All right. Throw starter, we just set it up. Gold burst comes out from Dwarl Warberry. That's huge. Immediately spends the bar to try to make something happen. Counter hit, close slash anti-air, and a just frankly awful burst out of Dany.
That's okay. You're going to eat the punishment for it. Maybe that'll teach you. Through the wall we go. We got some positive bonus. We got some jump safes. We're going to get the Scum Dipper to come out too. Oh, he just gets hit raw. Is that enough to kill? It wasn't enough for the overdrive, which would have killed.
Oh my god. Really does not want to pay the licensing fees to Metallica. It's fine. The air stun dipper connects at the very tip to close out the round.
That's fine. I don't really want to pay them either, but, you know, here we are.
All right, well, if you're just a hater, they're one of the big 4 for a reason.
Weren't they
The DP?
super bad about pirating music back in the day?
Hey, we don't got to talk about that. We can talk about this game. Another great chase down on the backdash. We are going to get the wall break off the Vapor Thrust. Is Dany going to be able to utilize this positive bonus?
Oh, that was almost so close. That dash up DP that Warberry's been really loving has been very successful. That tap does also very successful. Here we go, and that'll do it.
Love that choice out of Dany. Structured the combo in such a way that it would have been burst safe. Went for the fireball there at that range. H fireball was gonna go through the burst and just punish Warberry on recovery anyway. So the whole thing was burst safe. Great call. 2 games to 1 now on the side of Dany.
Speaking of 2-1 chat, there are only 10 match arena codes left available. That is $10 being left on the table because Bunch is currently matching every coupon code with $1 this week. So be sure to get those coupon codes used up. Tell your friends, tell grandma, tell whoever you need to do get those 10 codes used, support tonight's players. They are certainly earning it right now.
Dany is playing this fantastically. Can I just say, Dany is playing this in a way where it seems like Kai is winning the ground game against Nagoriyuki. Dwarl Warberry is having an incredibly hard time getting stuff started and starting to run away with their offense. Dany is just doing stellar. PRC, it even catches on the blue RC backdrift anyway. A burst comes out, still on the back foot. Dwarl Warberry finally at level 2 blood, but the Vapor Thrust comes out because they don't want to deal with Strike Throw anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly what you were bringing up earlier, but Dany not willing to hold the pressure, and they're going to take another round.
The number of backdashes getting caught out by /6H. Like, I would love to go back over this set and see how many games Dwarl Warberry lost off of backdashes.
It's more than one, I shall say. As we do get another big counter hit sequence coming in here from Dany. Gets the red RC. We're going to wall splat. We're going to take some positive bonus. Thank you very much. And
that was empty jump, slide, red RC. Okay, the DP connects to the very tip. We get a couple of close slashes. We're up in level 2 blood. Oh, you knew it was going to be command grab. He was so ready to ride the lightning. That's going to close out the set. You were just a little bit too linear, Dwarl Warberry. So the reason that Dany knew it was going to be command grab there was because Dwarl Warberry had committed the Shadow Clone and the command dash. Blood was...
Yeah, let's run it, chat. We got Trevor Tsu, Axel going up against PartyTime, and I honestly missed the character, but it's Chipp. There we go.
So, really intrigued by this, right? You know, Axel definitely has tools to try to snipe Chipp out. If Chipp does get in, I feel like it's going to be... you know, difficult. I imagine Chipp has all of the movement. We saw Axel into Milia earlier today as well. And, you know, I conflate Chipp and Milia a lot in my head. Maybe it's not fair, but in Strive, I feel like both of them are, you know, mix-heavy characters that are, instead of pumping out a shitload of damage on one touch, they're really just breaking your ankles. Speaking of breaking your ankles, 2K connects, but PartyTime actually didn't capitalize a whole lot off of it. 2H counter hit starter. I said that there was not a whole lot of damage. Oh my god, overdrive whiffs!
Yeah, the Uzumaki barrage went underneath, and they're actually going to die for it. Just kidding. Trevor was a little late on the button. The 5K is going to come out afterwards, but that whiffed overdrive was rough. That completely changed the tempo of that round. And you're pretty right in that, you know, Chipp and Milia, they're mixed heavy characters. Chipp does do some pretty significant damage, and they both give the same problems to Axel. He doesn't have some great, like, immediately vertical anti-air options. He has like 2H, which goes at an angle, or I think it's 2S, excuse me.
Right.
And so if you miss that, like, you just explode because it's super recovery heavy as well.
Oh, clipped by the cross-up. Any touch can do it. PRC backdrift for a little bit more mix. Close flash frame traps. Nice out of Trevor to manage to connect. We're not going to have a whole lot of damage behind it, but this is a one-touch situation, and Trevor does technically have frame advantage. All right, we've reset back.
I like it. I respect it. It was a little risky, but I certainly give you props for that.
Yeah, I mean, they were on the back foot, too. You know, Trevor had already taken up that first round, so they really needed to make something happen. You know, maybe you could have done it, and that, or I think the alternative was like maybe if you made a big call on like a gold burst, you know, force them to block something with like an alpha blade just through neutral, wait a second, gold burst, get the bar, and then, I don't know, overdrive into RC and just see if you can make something stick. But, you know, we'll see. That was just game one. Okay, a clean anti-air off rip here for Trevor. That's a start.
There's definitely one way to get the meter going, but oh, you're just gonna get counter hit again, and if you're dead, there's no point in bursting that. It's Axel of all things, so he will take your life for that.
Okay, looking clean. PartyTime is Trevor actually seems even more confident in this game than they did in the last one. I think PartyTime has had certainly more difficulty trying to get into range 0 for this one. I think, especially with how little health they have, they've been very dissuaded from being active. And like playing on the back foot is just, it is the furthest thing from Chipp's win condition as you can possibly have.
Damn, Trevor just making mincemeat of the poor ninja president.
Yeah, clean second game there. So Trevor on the verge of going in to our winner side of top 8. Gonna have to see whether PartyTime brings out anything different. They brought out a Nagoriyuki. I don't know that this... I feel like Axel's one of the characters that beats Nago as well.
Oh. Yeah, man, it's an interesting thing again. Axel is such an awkward matchup for so many different characters because he just plays the game so differently. But, man, honestly, 5P causes more problems than, like, anything else I've seen. Because, like, we've seen this matchup with, like, Lurie before. We've seen it with Bunch before. We saw it last week with a couple different players as well, where, like, the Axel 5P just, like, invalidates certain characters. Like, actually, Baiken was another big one, too. But
Yeah.
the blood meter, that definitely was not great for PartyTime.
No, not at all. Oh my god, opening up the round with DP. PartyTime trying to get the party started as expeditiously as possible. Okay, they get the stagger into the command grab. Here's the thing. I wish that they had gone from that command grab into doing what they're doing now, which is cashing out a whole lot of blood special moves, but I think they could have been slightly more aggressive. Now, their back is against the corner. They have to try to get through neutral against Axel, and they only have half a blood gauge to deal with. This is going to be very difficult, if not impossible, for Nago to navigate.
Nice.
As I say that, just like that, we get in.
Oh, so that was a nice little timing change on the assault there, but that risk gauge super duper high, that red RC.
And you knew it was going to be a burst. We needed to keep the pressure going, and it was unfortunately just a little bit too obvious. Trevor Tsu does read the burst, punish it accordingly, and move through as the last of our winner side top 8 competitors. Any of these counterpokes that Itachi's Legacy is throwing out. Wow, the patience to wait for the kite, but still comes down with a button, does Itachi's Legacy. Are we going to stay same side? Yes, we are. We're going to go for the throw on the reset. A second throw? That was going to be 3.
Yes, yes. You always go for 3.